Hey, how's it going, guys? Lying in place here, back again with another video. It's actually very exciting news that we got from Hideo Kojima. But one thing I do want to say before we get into the video is obviously spoilers for everything, because we're going to be talking about Death Stranding and the ending and everything like that, and the whole game itself. So the main thing I really want to talk about here is that GameSpot had an interview, and it was also Den of Geeks as well. This actually before Den of Geeks is one actually came out, I think, a month or two before the game came out back in September, which is actually kind of crazy to me because Death Stranding has actually been out for a month now. It kind of mind boggles me, man, because it's my favorite game of all time, and I've still been playing it every day, just trying to get all the side missions done. And I'm only about like 48 something hours in, and I still have like over 60 hours to go left into the game. But that's not what the main idea of the video is today here. So the main thing is today is that Kojima does want to make another Death Stranding, but he wants to make a prequel. Now the only thing is here, I kind of want to go. Or I want to give my honest thoughts and opinions anyway, but so GameSpot and them were talking about that he would like to start, from zero basically. As his words, he says he wants to start from ground zero, and there's nothing wrong with that in my personal opinion. I think that's fine if he wants to do a prequel, but he's also been talking about on Twitter lately that he wants to kind of do like a horror type game because he's been talking about a whole lot of horror movies lately and all that. So I'm kind of guessing he kind of wants to do that as well, but I think he wants to go right into Death Stranding, which I think would be a great thing for him to do. I think he should just go right into Death Stranding, my personal opinion as well. I think Death Stranding was a household name now, and I think he can do anything he wants with that. Death Stranding is just like a crazy game from head to toe. Like the story was amazing, the gameplay is everybody's different opinion on it. I enjoyed it, but I don't know. I kind of like to go into a sequel more than a prequel. There's so many things they can do with a sequel instead of a prequel. I mean, sure they can catch up 10 years. I think it was like 10 years since the Death Stranding, maybe 20, or no, actually since Sam was born. Let's be honest. So there's many things they can do with that, like gapping up his. We don't really know Sam's age actually. Not thinking about it, so they can gap up 30 to 40 years of Sam's life, because we're not sure how old he is. I mean, he could be 50, but I doubt that, right? But I don't know, it kind of makes no sense to me, man. It's like, would you really want to go for a prequel more than a sequel? I'd rather have a sequel, my personal opinion. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on it. The article will be down below. But also we have the other one, Den of Geeks, which I kind of like this one. It's back in, I believe, September, actually, not thinking about it. If I do find the date, it'll be there, obviously, like that. The article will be down below as well. So, he was talking about, I think, the GameSpot, I think it was a few months ago, because Den of Geeks was reporting on this, and he was talking about that he wanted to make Death Stranding into a trilogy. That's why I kept talking about this, I kept bringing it up during my gameplays and everything like that. If you did watch it, thank you for watching this video. This is my trying to grow anyway. Sorry I'm talking really fast, just, I'm a little excited about this, but yeah, he says that he wanted to create something new. I remember him saying that, and he wants to create a sequel to it, and he has to make a third game of it, basically, he was trying to say, because it's a new genre. He's trying to make the Strand game, basically, its own genre, like he's trying to say. So, he said he wants to try to do at least a trilogy if he can, but he wasn't really sure at the time. He said he could go like a 1.5 to a 2, basically. I mean, I think it's fine if we get another one. I mean, this is what I would kind of like to say as well. If he could do, basically, I want to say, if he could, I mean, he could do a prequel and then do a sequel, but I'd rather have a sequel first than a prequel, because I don't think we really care about that at the moment right now. We kind of, like, everything kind of wrapped itself up towards the end of the game, like what happened. I mean, sure, there were some gaps that happened, but you can read a lot of the interviews, which I've been unlocking lately and reading them. There's a lot from Higgs and all of them, so that was very interesting as well. So I'm not sure what they really want to do with that. In my personal opinion, there's so many different things they can do with the sequel, man. Like, Higgs, is he still alive? That's another thing. I mean, there's so many different things. What is the extinction entities? Who are they? I mean, I wanted to bring up like a kind of like a theory as well I was having. Like, are the 5 extinction entities his best friends, if you think about it? Or his, maybe, I don't want to say best friends throughout the game, but maybe the people he meets, like Hartman, Die Hardman, Lockney, Mama, and then we have, obviously, we have Fragile. So that's the only thing I was really kind of questioning. Are those like the 5 extinction entities? A lot of people were saying that too. It's actually not my theory, but I read it on Reddit. Sorry if I said that. So that was on there, and I was just thinking about it. I'm like, dude, that's actually a great theory. I don't know who it was. If I can find it, I will bring it back up here and put it in the description. So if that does happen, that would be pretty amazing, though, I think, honestly, overall. I mean, there's so many different things they could do with that as well. Like, would they want to explore everybody's characters? And Hartman never kind of said his story wrapped up. Everybody else kind of got their story wrapped up a bit, except Hartman. I would kind of like to see an ending to his character as well. I mean, I don't want to see his character just get float off, basically, because that's all he is right now. And Deadman, obviously, there's so many things they can do. I mean, they could do a little bit more with him. It really depends what they really want to push with him. I mean, there's nothing like really left for him at this point. I mean, him and BB had like a really somewhat close relationship. I guess he kind of understood Sam's like, I guess emotions with BB. So I mean, I guess there's something there with Blue. So I think that'd be pretty interesting though. But I don't know. I feel like a sequel might be a little bit better for us anyway instead of a prequel. I mean, Kojima could do whatever he wants with the game. I mean, I'll still buy a Death Stranding game after this because it was amazing from head to toe. I mean, he's talking about that he's been working with Norman Reedus a lot after that. He's like become really close to that. So that'd be kind of exciting to see them back in action, I mean, this game was made in 4 years, which I think was pretty crazy fast. So I would kind of give him props for that, honestly. I don't want them to rush into the next game too fast, right, obviously. But if it's a prequel, I mean, I will be somewhat a little disappointed. I mean, I know the game will do fine anyway, but I think a sequel, just there's so many different options they can do with that storyline. Like I just said, Higgs still being alive, that's a possibility. We didn't see him die on screen. They said he died, quote unquote, right? Die Hardman, the UCA, there's like corruption there basically. There's so many things that can go with that storyline as well. They could make like probably 20 chapters on that if you, Kojima wanted to. I mean, also the Extinction Entity thing is on hold as of right now, as we know. I mean, the Extinction Entity thing never really ended at towards the end of the game, because obviously Amelie and everything like that, we're not sure what happened there. I mean, sure you could say Amelie did die, quote unquote. I mean, you don't really have to say that she did die. I mean, obviously she did seem alive, basically. All she did was hold everything back for a few 100,000 more years. I forget how much he really said, like, the whole total detail, but there's so much detail they can go with that for a second and third game if they really want to pursue that. I'd rather kind of have that more, like I just said, like a billion times now. But I think there's so many more things they can do with that. Obviously, Sam's connection with Amelie, like, what would happen there, obviously. I mean, I want to see that story expand more instead of, like, going back 30 to 40 years just telling Sam's story. I mean, there's nothing wrong with telling Sam's story more, going in depth more with Norman Reedus' character. I feel like we didn't really learn too much with Sam's character throughout the game. All we knew is that he got rid of his phobia, he wasn't afraid to touch people anymore. That was mostly all we, I guess, really accomplished with him. And then we found out his father was Cliff and everything like that. That was a great storyline, but I don't know. I feel like if we go back to a prequel, it's not like we're going to learn much. I mean, obviously we knew he kind of turned into a loner after his wife died, Lucy I think her name was, and that was mostly it after that. After that we didn't really learn too much from him. He was a loner, kind of turned into like Daryl from The Walking Dead, let's be honest, at this point. So that's the only thing I'm kind of confused with right now. Do they want to really push the storyline more? I think they could. I think Kojima would I think it would be a better option for him in my personal opinion, but that's another day for another story, really. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on this. Would you kind of like to see the story go back, or would you like to see it go forward? I kind of like to see a new whole thing of it. I mean, a lot of people are saying that they wanted new characters. I think the characters were great in this game. A lot of people are complaining about the cast. I don't know why people are complaining about that lately. I think the cast in this game was amazing from head to toe. So, I even said that in my review. This game is just, it had a great cast. I think that's why it works so well with the chemistry with all the characters as well. Because they really put on a good show, honestly, if you think about it. But, I don't know. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. I'm going to end the video here. I don't want to make the video too long. I don't want to sound really repetitive. I'm sorry if I really did and I talked too fast. I still apologize for talking too fast. I'm just very excited to even talk about Death Stranding. It was such an amazing game, man, and I loved it so much. So, I'm going to try to keep pushing out videos about Death Stranding. I really love the game from head to toe. But, other than that, thank you guys for watching. To sub on grow. Let me know in the comments down below. What do you think? Do you think he should go with a sequel, or do you think he should go with a prequel? I think sequel is probably the best option right now because I want to learn more story about the Death Stranding. Obviously, we can go in depth about the Death Stranding, and either way, actually, they could not think about it. Because we didn't know too much about the Death Stranding, not thinking about it. They could talk about the rain in the prequel and stuff like that. Maybe there's little things Sam didn't know about. Maybe we can learn. I mean, other than that, I don't know how to really think about it because still, no matter what, we're not going to have Lou probably in the next game, no matter what. So that's a thing. Also, we can learn that relationship now thinking about it as well. We can learn Sam's relationship with Lou later on. Maybe they could do a time skip like 10 to 15 years, something like that. Maybe Norman Reedus' character being in his 40s and 50s. But that's all I really wanted to say here. Thank you guys for watching. Hit the sub button, helps the channel grow. I said that a few times. I'm sorry for sounding very repetitive, like I said like 20 times probably by now. But thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.